You know, the Marvel Legends MCU figures, they get a bad rap sometimes. But let's face it, sometimes that's fair. But others rise to the occasion and become the cream of the crop within the line as a whole. I surveyed hundreds of Marvel Legends fans across the world, and I'm about to present to you the top 10 MCU Marvel Legends figures. Ladies and gentlemen, it's clobbering time! What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, sometimes called Big Nerdy, and this is Nerdzoic! Before we get started with the countdown, I wanted to let you know that you can get all of your Marvel Legends figures at the Nerdzoic toy store. That's right, I'm a retailer, baby. Check it out. I will have all new MCU figures and Marvel comic book figures as they come out in the future. Head to the website, make sure you sign up for the little newsletter thing so you can get updates as to when new figures are in stock and on pre-order. Why use a Nerdzoic toy store, you ask? Because nobody understands collectors' needs better than collectors. No long preamble today, folks. Let's start with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is Spider-Man, released in 2017 as part of the Vulture Wing Build-A-Figure wave. This one's going for $37. This is based on the Far From Home movie, and this is the second costume he has in the movie. The first one is his weird-looking homemade one, which is kind of cute, actually. Did I just say cute? In my opinion, overall, this is the best MCU Spider-Man we have gotten. It's a great-looking figure, even if his arm hair that's hanging out there looks a lot like Boone's mom. That's true. You need a weed whacker to trim those pits. While Spider-Man was the result of the survey at number 10, I'm going to also be giving you my picks as well. So Big Nerdy's pick for number 10 is Heimdall from the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure wave. Coming in at number 9 is The Punisher. Released in 2017 as part of the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave, he goes on average in auctions for about $31. This figure is the Jon Bernthal Punisher as seen in the Netflix Punisher series, which is somehow still underrated in my opinion. Go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. By the way, this figure, also underrated. I picked it for most underrated if you go back and watch my most underrated Marvel Legends video. Seeing it on this list though, I guess it's not underrated. I didn't realize other people loved it too. By the way, my pick for number 9, the 10-year anniversary MCU Ultron figure, which I have only seen in box at my local comic book store, but I'll have you one day. Coming in at number 8 is the Taskmaster. Nope, not that Taskmaster. Released in 2019 as part of the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure wave, this one's still going for about retail. It's based on the Black Widow movie that has not been released yet, that will, supposedly, be released here in May. The overall design on this figure is awesome. Even though I haven't seen the movie, I kind of want the figure, even though I probably don't need him just based on how he looks. The Taskmaster, huh? Kind of sounds like my wife.
Even in hell, I get no respect.
Big Nerdy's pick for number 8, Doctor Strange. Even though he does have the hair colorings of Paulie from The Sopranos.
Oh!
Coming in at number 7 is Iron Patriot. Released in 2019 as part of the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure wave, you can pick him up for about $30 on average. This is part of the Endgame figure line, so I assume this is the armor he wore in Endgame. I don't know. I'm a nerd, but I'm not the nerd that notices subtle differences in armor, so correct me if I'm wrong. This figure's on my want list, and it's also a regret because I passed on it at a Walmart and I never saw it again. Like an idiot. That said, my pick for number 7 is the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure.
He's a friend from work.
Coming in at number 6 is Thor. Released in 2018 as part of the CULL OBSIDIAN Build-A-Figure wave, this one's going for around $46 to $50. It's based on the Infinity War movie, and it's probably the most Hemsworth-looking Thor that we've gotten. Plus, it's the first one to come with the axe, if I'm not mistaken, which, again, I'm sure you'll let me know snarkily in the comments. Big Nerdy's pick at number 6, Netflix Punisher. You had to see that one coming, right? Coming in at number 5 is the Iron Man Mark 7. Released in 2018, this was part of the MCU 10-year anniversary series, and you can pick it up for around $32 to $35. This armor was used heavily in the first Avengers movie, specifically during the Battle of New York after his Mark 6 armor was pretty beat up trying to keep the helicarrier floating or flying or whatever it is a helicarrier does. Packed with multiple hands and blast effects, this one does it for me. Definitely my favorite Iron Man figure at the very least. But Big Nerdy's pick for number 5, Red Skull. Coming in at number 4 is Daredevil. Released in 2017 as part of the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave, he's another one that's not cheap, going to cost you around $42 to $50 to pick up on the aftermarket. This is based on the Netflix series, much like the previously mentioned Punisher figure, and is another one that I need to get my hands on, even though I'm still waiting for a stick figure to go with it. My pick for number 4 is Hela from the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure wave. I'm shocked at the underappreciatedness of this figure. It didn't even make it to the top 10. 7 down, 3 to go. Make sure you go ahead and Hulk smash that thumbs up. Here we go to number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Mysterio. Released in 2019 as part of the Molten Man Build-A-Figure wave, this one can be picked up for around $31. Based on his character in Spider-Man 2 Far From Home, this is the Jake Gyllenhaal figure that you wanted but never knew you needed. This is a great overall design, especially the body sculpt. Who could have thought a dude wearing a fishbowl could look so good? Big Nerdy's pick for number 3? Netflix Daredevil. Again, regular viewers saw that one coming. Coming in at number 2 is the Iron Man Mark 85 armor. Released in 2019 as part of the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure wave, this one's not cheap, at least $60. This is, of course, the Death Armor with Iron Man and his gauntlet hand. And if you've seen the movie, which I'm sure you have, you know what I'm talking about, it where I'm okay. Boone, take over. Well, I feel out of place. Big Nerdy's pick for number 2 was Iron Man Mark 7. Probably because he's too emotional to put the Death Iron Man on the list. Alright, I'm good. Just in time for number 1. Coming in at number 1 is the Worthy Captain America. Released in 2019 and exclusive to Walmart, he's going for around $41, but he keeps popping up on collector sites, so keep your eyes open. My pick for number 1, also the Worthy Captain America. I told you, it's the best. Definitive even. There's nothing else to say. No commentary needed. As much as I love the MCU legends, I have to admit, the comic book figures are straight up better. Don't believe me? Check out this video where I count down the top 10 comic book figures. Till next time, be cool, stay nerdy. Later!